So this next video is kind of a bonus first day video. I've only used this on the first day of laptops one time, and that was just to see if my students preferred visual coding over text code editors. So you can use this if you'd like. It's pretty fun. I just haven't found a use for this program outside of what we're about to do with it. So the program in question is called Coding with Chrome. So if I type in Coding with Chrome, it brings up this, Coding with Chrome, Google Chrome, Coding with Chrome, Google Chrome. Now, before I go on, I just want to say this might be blocked on your students' Chromebooks because for my school district anyway, they just don't allow extensions to be installed. So I just had to call my IT department and they unlocked this particular Coding with Chrome extension. So when I click on it, it brings us to the Chrome Web Store. You might not be signed in, so if you're signed out, just go ahead and sign in with your account. And then with this Coding with Chrome, we can just add it to Chrome, and we add the app. And then it just shows checking. You just gotta wait for a minute. Okay. So as of right now, it shows I'm not signed into Chrome. I don't know exactly why it says that, but I'm gonna go ahead and click Coding with Chrome right now. So welcome to Coding with Chrome, close. And if your students don't see that, all they have to do is click the apps button on their homepage, their Google homepage. So I'm going to maximize this. Now this activity is pretty fun. If you can get Coding with Chrome running and it's not a huge headache, it's really quite fun to use, at least for beginners. So we'll click Use Beginner Mode. And we've got three options, Blockly, Games, or Robots. We're going to choose Blockly. And we'll go ahead and we'll write a new program. So we'll click Create New Program. So the screen is divided into two parts. You've got your code editor over here and you've got the result over here. The zooming kind of works the same, but this is kind of hard to see on a smaller projector. So first and foremost, what we're going to try to do is make a colorful background. That is all we're trying to accomplish right now. So we'll want to go ahead and start with a loop. And we're going to want to repeat something 10 times. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to drag this in. Right now it says repeat 10 times. Let's go ahead and we'll add a draw. And we have a few different shapes we can choose from. We have circle, rectangle, line, point, ellipse, or triangle. And then we've got some text as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the circles. So I can click the circle right now. And you can explain this quite simply to your class. You can tell your class, how many circles do you see? And they're going to say 1. But you can explain it as, we're repeating this circle 10 times. So actually what we're seeing is 10 circles stacked on top of each other. So what we've got to do then, we're going to want to go ahead and use the math. And we're going to want to select a random integer from 1 to 100. And this little key right here, we're going to go ahead and plug that in right there. So you can just go ahead and explain that now, instead of 10 circles stacked on top of each other, we've told them to spread out between 1 and 100 just randomly on the x-axis. Now we want them to also go up and down. So we'll click on this. We'll press Control-C. Control V to copy and paste, and we'll plug that into the Y. So now we've got these circles kind of up here in the top left corner. But if we were to guess, we would probably say our screens are longer or wider and taller than 100 pixels. So let's go ahead and just change this to 1,000 right now. And okay, so now we've kind of started spreading them out. We only have 10 circles, so maybe we should make this number higher. So instead of 10, let's try like 1,000. And now we have 1,000 circles all spread out along the x-axis, which is left and right, and the y-axis up and down at random points. So that's starting to look cool, but as of right now, it just kind of looks like a bunch of pepperonis with nothing to do. So this radius, let's go ahead and play with this. I'm not going to explain what radius is yet. Let's go ahead and copy this, Control-C, Control-V, and let's go ahead and plug this in and try to figure out what radius means. So from 1 to 1,000, maybe we can illustrate this better if we lower this number. What if I put like 40? Oh, so they're getting smaller, but what do you see? These circles are all different sizes now. So the radius is how actually big it is. So from 1 to 40, let's go ahead and up this maybe 100. Okay, so we've got some little dots. Maybe not this one then. Maybe we should do like from 20 to 100. Okay, that looks a little better. I like that. So we've got a bunch of circles just hanging out right now. They're all red, and as you can see right now, we've got the color is red. But it might be nice if we could change the colors. So I'll go right here to color, and I'll choose this node, which is random color. Alright, so now I've got a bunch of random colors swimming through this. It's starting to look good. You know, just for the heck of it, instead of leaving every single border black, let's go ahead and Control C, Control V, the random color. And instead of black borders now, we've got all different colors of borders. And finally, the border size is 1. Let's kind of ramp this up a little bit. I'm going to Control C with the random integer selected and Control V to paste. Then I'm going to plug this in. Now my borders are looking kind of funky. So I'm going to change this from 1 to, let's say, like 5. Okay, that looks pretty cool actually. So now if I extend this, and I think there's even a way to expand it, what you'll see is my shapes only come over 1,000 pixels. But I've got a very big screen, and my students are typically using Chromebooks that don't have screens that are big. So depending on how big your screen is, you're going to want to change this integer right here on the X and Y axis from 1,000 to like however big your monitor is. So let's see if this works for mine. Okay, so now I've got them spread out. I'm seeing some white space. I'm gonna up my repeat value. I'm still getting white space. I'm gonna do 3,000. All right, and I think that looks pretty good. So depending on the size of your student's screen, they'll have to adjust these values, but that's just part of the fun. Okay, so we made this awesome looking background art. So if you really wanted to, you could take a screenshot of this. As it is right now, it's probably just good enough that you created a very colorful background using nothing but some simple computer code. So with that being said, that'd be a great first day lesson if you wanted to go that route. And we'll go ahead. I'm not going to worry about saving this right now because coding with Chrome has some issues with saving. With that being said, we'll go ahead on and move to the next video. Thanks.